Hey, what's up, y'all? And I know it's been a minute. It's been a long hiatus for the Triple W podcast, but I am back and I am giving my predictions on this episode, which is the fifth episode of the Triple W podcast. I'm giving my predictions for WrestleMania later on today, and it is a big thing, and it's crazy and all this stuff, and so I don't know. I don't know what's gonna go down. I have a feeling that it's gonna be an okay show. I have a feeling that it's gonna be an okay show, that it's not gonna do anything to wow us. I would be surprised if it did, but I mean overall, it's 13 matches. 13 matches just to start off. Like, I don't know. Like that just kind of bugs me. Like, I have been not really overwhelmed by the wrestling, how much wrestling WWE is putting out. I mean, even outside of outside of WWE, there is a lot of wrestling going on. I mean, if you're a big fan of wrestling, it's a lot of people that are, that experience stuff outside of WWE, as well as, as far as New Japan and Lucha Underground and TNA. If anybody's still watching that, I kind of fell off. I really don't care. I've been still recording it, but I just deleted. I need to just delete it from it. I need to basically stop it from recording. Period. But it's a lot of wrestling out there besides WWE, and then WWE is just coming out with more and more shows, more and more content, and just stuff like that. So it's a lot, and it's like overwhelming. But even just, let's say if you do just watch WWE, it's a lot of just content that's coming out with WWE, with the 3 hours on Raw, then you got the 2 hours on SmackDown, and then if you watch NXT, I think that's like 2 hours, then you get 205, and then they're talking about doing other shows, maybe like an all women's wrestling show, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But, and then, you add whenever there's a pay-per-view event. I'm glad that they cut down the pay-per-view events to where it's like Raw gets SmackDown. I mean, Raw gets a pay-per-view. SmackDown gets a pay-per-view. And then, every now and then you have the NXT pay-per-views, and then you have the joint pay-per-views and stuff like that. I'm glad they, kind of brought it down to where it's like each pay-per-view are still going to be joint. It's just the shows are going to be separate. So, I mean, that's cool. But the only thing is it's a lot of content. And now with WrestleMania basically being more than likely a 7+ hour show, this is going to be crazy. I know I'm not going to be paying too much attention to the the pre-shows and stuff, but but just 13 matches, that's crazy. Like, they could do 8 big matches, and that's all you need. 8 big matches, that's it. But it's whatever. So we about to get into it. Basically, I'm not gonna be getting into these matches as far as I don't know if they have which ones is gonna be first, second, and third and stuff. I think they may have this is gonna be probably the first match, or these are gonna be on a pre-show. But I'm gonna just go through the matches of who I think is gonna win and blah blah blah, stuff like that. So that's basically what I'm gonna be touching on today, and just give you my my predictions on who would win the match. So we're going to start off with the Andre Memorial Battle Royal. Now, this match, I really don't care too much for it, only because it's it's good that they're honoring Andre the Giant and stuff like that, but I really don't really get the the jits of it. What's the point? I can see the point of, just getting people that's not going to be on, that's not going to have any type of match or anything leading into WrestleMania, that they're going to have a match on it and all that stuff. So you just throwing basically the undercard or the mid carders or whatever to duke it out in the Battle Royal. It's giving them their shine and stuff. So I get that. But at the same time, it's what do you get for winning? It's WrestleMania, so you're going to have a battle royal for what reason? To win a trophy? It's what does it say? That's the thing that I don't get about it. It's ever since the start, okay, that was cool, whatever. But like through the years, it's like, what's the point of it? I don't know. Maybe somebody can give me a good, idea of what it does. But for me, it's like I could see if it was something to where it's like whoever wins it gets a title shot in the future or something like that for a specific title or something like that. I could see that, but just to win it, it's like I'm sure like everybody would be glad to be at WrestleMania, to be doing something at WrestleMania, even if it's just being at a battle royal. But when it comes down to it, it's like, why? Like, why is the match? Like, why is this a thing? I mean, they replaced this in a sense, I guess you could say, from the Money in the Bank, which originated at WrestleMania, and they just gave it its own pay-per-view, which I'm all for. But you basically replace it with a match that has no big implications. At least Money in the Bank, you win the briefcase, and you can cash it in on any of the world champions, or cashing in on the world champion at any point, any part of the day, and it's valid. You can win it. After they had a match, you run in, cash it in, beat them, and become champion. It's like that made sense. But this one, it don't have that. I can see if I think from now on, when they do it for the years going forward, they need to put a championship opportunity for whoever wins it, because right now it just doesn't. Like, there's no purpose to have it, just to have a match and, give people who don't have a match or anything or a rivalry going into WrestleMania, giving them a spotlight to be in. But it's like, when it comes down to it, it's like, I don't know. But I'll say who I think will win. I don't know. I really don't know a lot of the participants that are in there, but I don't know. Who has a lot of momentum? I think Kevin Owens and you know what? That would have been before, but because they got the match with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon. I don't know. I'm gonna just throw out Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler, he's had some momentum for some reason, and then they kind of like stop it, and then he'll get a shine like he was the 30th participant in the Royal Rumble. I can't speak right now, but it was like, why? I don't know. At least it wasn't Roman Reigns. I mean, at least it wasn't Roman Reigns. But he was the 30th participant. Like, what's the reason? I don't know. But I'll just say Dolph Ziggler for the hell of it. I don't know. I'll just do it like that. And so the next one of my predictions is the Women's Battle Royal, which was formerly known as the Mae Young. Nah, not the Mae Young. It was the Fabulous Moolah Memorial Battle Royal. I think something like that. And then they had to change it because of like her questionable past that came out, and so they did it. I think it's the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal or whatever. Who I think will win? I don't know. Like, I would want Sasha to win. Sasha's my boo. Sasha's my baby. I would want her to win, but I know that that's probably not going to be, for the simple fact of her and Bayley have a rivalry, which I think that should have been a match between them, because I think that they would have had a good match. That should have been in it. At least, I ain't gonna say in the pre-show, but that should have been a match. That should have been a match at Royal Rumble. But since it's not, I don't see either one of them winning, because I think that one is going to put the other one out, or they're going to both knock each other out, or they're both going to cause the other person to win. They're going to cause the other person to lose, and the other person ain't going to win and stuff like that. I think their rivalry is going to get too big for that match to contain, that they're just going to, they're not going to be able to win. So you have a lot of other people. You have Absolution. You have the Riot Squad. You have Naomi, Becky Lynch. You have who else? Who else? I think Mickey James may be up in there if she's not just in the corner of Alexa Bliss during the her and Nia's match. I don't know. Like it's just crazy. Like I mean, I've been so consumed with like life and stuff, so I haven't really been paying attention too much to SmackDown. And that's not even that SmackDown has been bad, at least in my opinion. But it's just I haven't really been paying attention. I haven't been able to. But if I had to pick anybody out my ass, since I know Sasha is probably not gonna win, or Bailey at that, I would say it would either be between Becky Lynch and given the fact that there are some people, like everybody in both of those battle royals are not fully put out, because they I think both matches have all people from like SmackDown, Raw, and NXT. So you might get somebody from NXT, which I really don't follow, win in the women's battle royal. So when it comes down to it, I would say Becky would be up there. I don't know if Naomi would be up there, but I know since my baby Sasha and even my baby Bailey, I ain't gonna take it. So I think it's either gonna be Becky or I'll say Ruby Riott. Matter of fact, I will put Ruby Riott. It would either be between Ruby Riott and Becky, but I would, cause like they might pull somebody from NXT, maybe Amber Moon. So I say between those three. If Amber Moon is in the match, if Amber Moon is in the match, it'd be between Becky, Amber Moon, and Ruby Riott. And when it comes down to it, once you put Amber Moon in the equation, I think Amber Moon is gonna take it. I feel like it seemed like they're trying to push her up to the main roster. Sooner or later, much rather sooner, she's gonna find herself on the main roster. Guaranteed. But if she's not in the match, I would say it would be either between Becky and Ruby Riott. And this is all off of memory. I don't have like a list of like who's in it right now or whatever, just to kind of go off of. But this is all about memory. So it's either between Becky and Ruby Riott. I think Ruby Riott is going to take it. I feel like she's going to take it. She's going to be the one to win the first ever women's battle royal at WrestleMania. So that's my pick. And then moving on to the next one, which is the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. And this is for the SmackDown Tag Titles. I believe that the Usos is going to take it. Simply for the fact that they haven't really, I think, this is going to be like their first really major WrestleMania match that they've had. I don't know. I believe that they had one other one, but this is going to be their real first major WrestleMania match. As much as I've heard that a lot of people will put, the Bludgeon Brothers are going to come out and they're going to, take it. I think that the Usos is going to retain. More than likely, they're not going to keep it too long after this. They might lose it this coming Tuesday. But I don't think the New Day is going to do it, because that's going to put back the rivalry back and forth with them. And we've already seen their rivalry beginning all the way to the end, and now it's renewed not that long after it. So I don't see the New Day coming out as champions. I would be surprised if they did. But if I had to pick between the Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos, I think the Usos are going to do it. The Usos are going to take it, and maybe the Bludgeon Brothers are going to be the ones who take it from them come Tuesday or whenever they lose it. I think that's what's going to happen. But as of tonight, Usos are going to retain. And then next, it's the Cruiserweight final, which is going to be Cedric the Entertainer. Cedric the Entertainer. Okay, Cedric Alexander. He probably need to really change his name, because I know a lot of people probably make that mistake. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. And I think Cedric Alexander is going to take it. Cedric Alexander, he's a person that I don't watch 205 or the cruiserweight matches that often, but when I do and I see Cedric Alexander, I am fairly entertained, pardon the pun, by what he does. He is a great athlete. He still needs some polishing as far as like mic work and just an overall character, but as far as his like performance and everything that he does in the ring, I am fairly entertained by what he does. He is a great athlete. He is a great WWE superstar. He just needs a little bit more work, a little bit more character. But I think he's going to come out as a cruiserweight champion. I believe that he is going to do it. Mustafa Ali is good as well, but I think Cedric Alexander is going to take it. Going on to the next one is Alexa Bliss, the sexy Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Now it's been crazy how like they've been doing with the stuff that they've been doing with Nia Jax. Not just the stuff that's like with her and Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, but I'm just talking about just her character in general. It's like they've been trying to push her as like a monster, just kind of like Braun Strowman. But they've been kind of failing at it. And it's so weird how you would look at Braun Strowman and everything that they're doing with him. And it's like they're doing things right with him. They're making him a monster. They're making him come out and he's a monster. He's just that guy that you don't want to get in the ring with. But Nia Jax, they haven't been making her like that. They've been trying to. And they've been having like points in time where she, will, be monstrous. But when it comes down to it, it's just she's not a monster. And like now they're making her a baby face or whatever, but it's like, where do they go with that after this rivalry? Like, where do they go with it, and it's just been so crazy. So I'm just about to see how this goes with it. I don't know. I'm not about to sit here and just critique it and just downplay it, but I'm gonna see where they go. They might this character change, just like face turn, probably might do good for her character, and then they're more than likely gonna eventually turn her back heel. But I think right now, with this rivalry, they need to make her a babyface. But maybe they just need to make her a tweener. Maybe they just need to put her on that borderline, that Stone Cold Steve Austin borderline, where she can go against faces, or then she can go against heels, but she's only in it for herself, kind of like somewhat of like how Randy Orton does it, like some of his character changes, or like I said, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and or I say Braun Strowman right now, because Braun Strowman is at the point where like he can go against a face or he can go against the heel, so he's kind of a tweener. But I think with this match, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jax is going to take it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Jax is going to take it. I believe that. I may be wrong, but I think that Jax is going to do it. She's been basically put in this storyline where she's basically getting teased by her former best friend and like Mickie James, and they're just having fun poking at her size and just stuff like that. I believe that she's going to get her comeuppance. If she doesn't, then I believe that it's going to be something to where she wins the match, but she doesn't win the title, maybe by disqualification or something of that nature, and then she beats down Alexa to where it's like she lays her out and she gets a big pop from like the audience. But I think they would do right by, I say either way it would be good for her, but I think that Jax is going to take it. I believe so. I would have wanted her to take it as a heel, but I think they should go ahead and give it to her. If not, she's going to get it real soon. But I think Jax is going to take it, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. The next one is The Bar versus Braun Strowman and a mystery opponent. Now, Braun Strowman, he entered into the Battle Royal. I think that's what it was. Yeah, it was a Battle Royal for like the tag teams, and whoever won their tag team was going to, be able to challenge The Bar at WrestleMania, and so he won, but he didn't have a tag team partner. So now it's all about who will be Braun's tag team partner. And there is a lot of guesses out there as to who could possibly be Braun's partner. I know a lot of people were talking about maybe Samoa Joe, because I believe that he's clear for action. But I don't know if it's like now or he will be soon clear for action. But I believe he's one of the people that people would want to make his partner. But then it's like, who else is out there? You know, maybe Elias. Him and Elias been going at each other for weeks now. And that would make logical sense, because Elias don't have anything going on for the, for WrestleMania as far as the storyline and stuff. So putting him and Braun Strowman as a tag team, I think that could work. I really do. I actually can see that working. And so another person that I had thought of that's out, but has been cleared for duty. Not Daniel Bryan, but Big Cass. And I know a lot of y'all probably like, you hear that and y'all like, no, stuff. But, WWE, you've been watching it. If you watch it, you've been watching it. You've been seeing a lot of the stuff that makes sense, that they should do, that they just don't. So, I mean, that's probably one thing they can do. Is two big guys going head to head against two other big guys. That's Vince McMahon's wet dream. And plus, Big Cass, before he got injured, was getting a solo push anyway. So what better to put him with Braun Strowman? But I can see their, I can see their promos not really being that good, for the simple fact of Big Cass, he still talks like a robot. And Braun Strowman, he has his times where he's good, but then he has other times where he's just forcing it out and it don't come out right. So when it comes down to it, as far as the partner, like I said, I don't know if Samoa Joe is cleared exactly for right now, that he will be able to, come out and wrestle at WrestleMania. If he can, then that would be awesome. But I'm going to go with Elias being his partner. And I'm going to go with him, Braun Strowman and Elias end up beating the Bar and winning. So, yeah, that's my prediction. Because I literally can see how this will play out week by week, going with Elias and Strowman as a tag team. And like Elias is trying to do his thing, and like Strowman keeps interrupting him, and it's just this chemistry that they got that I think will be able to work for them as a tag team for however long WWE wants to, keep them together, because they're too big. They have a good reaction with the crowd. A lot of people, they like Braun Strowman. A lot of people like Elias. I like them both. And to see them both having that chemistry bounce off of each other and stuff. And plus, Elias, he's a good talker. He can carry a lot of the promo. So, what's there not to like about it? You might not like Elias, but you probably might like him in this tag team with Braun Strowman if you like Braun Strowman. Or the other way around. So, that's my pick. I think Strowman, Elias is going to come out, and I believe that they're going to take it from the Bar, their Raw Tag Team Championships. Let's go on to Randy Orton versus Rusev versus Bobby Roode versus Jinder Mahal for the U.S. Championship. I don't like Randy Orton. He's still my guy. Don't get me wrong. Randy Orton's still my guy, but I have been uninterested in everything that they've been having him do within the past couple years and stuff. Randy Orton, he does better with either being a heel or being like a tweener. Right now they have him as a baby face, and he just, I don't know. It's just, yeah. But I don't see them keeping this title on him for too long. I think that they're not done with the Mahal experiment as far as keeping him in the public eye. So I think out of all this, I think Mahal is going to take it. I know a lot of people will want Rusev to do it, which I think that would be the best thing that they can do for WrestleMania, is give this to Rusev so he can go ahead and, like, it's Rusev Day or Rusev Mania, and just basically just win it, because that will have a big giant pop at WrestleMania, and that will be just a real big highlight. But I tend to think that they're gonna give it to Mahal just for the hell of it. So that's my pick. I think Mahal is gonna take it. Hopefully they give it to Rusev, or either that or keep it on Randy. But going on to the next one, we have The Miz versus Rollins versus Balor for the IC Championship. Offhand, I think that Balor is going to take it. I believe that Balor is going to take it. I think I heard something that to where like they're going to try to put Rollins in the championship, the Universal Championship, or just the world title. I don't know if they're going to keep him on like Raw, or they're going to put him on SmackDown sometime soon when they do the Superstar Shake-Up. But I believe that Balor's going to take it. I think Miz, he doesn't really need the title, but either they're going to keep it on the Miz and they're going to give it to Balor. I think Rollins, they're going to push him going toward, Roman Reigns. And that's just going to come later. We all know who's going to win the Universal title. Come on. But I think Balor is going to take it. I think this is going to be something to where they're going to see what Balor does with carrying the championship, because he had the Universal title, the first ever Universal Champion, but he only held it for like a day, or matter of fact, a little bit less than a day. And he couldn't carry it on because he got injured. So, and ever since Dean came back, he hasn't held the championship. So I believe that Balor is going to take it. And this is going to be the experiment that WWE puts on Balor to see how well he carries it. And if he does, then that will be a good rivalry between him and The Miz. And then seeing like maybe come SummerSlam, he probably might be in the Universal or WWE title picture. But we'll see. But I think Balor is going to take it. Moving on to the next one, we have Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I think that Daniel Bryan and I better say Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon are going to take it. Now this, I've had a thought that maybe they're going to swerve us. They're going to make Shane McMahon turn heel. He's going to turn on Daniel Bryan, and then Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going to take it, or I don't know. It's just, or they going, or maybe Owens and Zayn may win, but they're not going to pin Daniel Bryan. They're going to pin Shane McMahon, because maybe something happened to where one of them bumps Shane McMahon into Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan falls out, and then they pin Shane McMahon and they get the victory. Maybe it's going to be something like that. But I think in this first match, and it's not his solo match as a return, but this is the return match to Daniel Bryan, I think that they're going to have him win. I think that that will be something pretty awesome to see at WrestleMania, is to see Daniel Bryan come back and actually, be in a winning match, be on the winning side. Let's put it like that. And I think that that's what they're going to do. And then later on, they're going to have, maybe him lose and stuff like that. But I think that tonight, Daniel Bryan is going to win. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon is going to win the tag match. And then you have Charlotte versus Asuka. Man, I wanted to keep this under 30 minutes, but it don't seem like it. We still got like a few more matches to go. So I'm going to try and run through these, and that's going to be the show for today. And I'm going to keep this going every week. Try to keep this going every week. But you have Charlotte versus Asuka. No doubt about it, Asuka's going to win. They're going to keep her winning streak intact. They're not going to break it, at least not for right now. They're going to do it they're going to do something spectacular to where maybe she holds the championship for like a few months, and then maybe her and Charlotte, or her and Sasha, or somebody who has, they're going to basically build it up to where this, she's going to eventually lose. Her streak is going to be broken, but it's going to be to where it's like a great match. But I don't think that's going to be tonight. I think that Asuka is going to end up winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. And that's going to be it. As of right now, I don't see them breaking that streak of Oscar, at least for right now. But next match is going to be Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Hands down, I think in this match, Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey is going to win. And that's just my prediction. But they could swerve us in having, like, Kurt Angle. I don't think they're going to have Kurt Angle turn heel. What I think that they're going to do, they're going to have maybe Ronda Rousey turn heel. But I could see a pro and con from that. Because they just brought Ronda Rousey in. They want Ronda Rousey to pull people in. At least for right now. Because she probably could be good as a heel. I mean, she already had that mean ass look on her face. And she already a bad female, you know, so it's like they're going to have her be a heel at some point in the future. I don't think it's going to be right now, but I think what's best for business, you know, and pun intended, what's best for business when it comes to this match is that they should have Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle win and have Ronda Rousey basically tap out Stephanie McMahon. Have her tap her out. Or maybe they can do a double one where Triple H is getting tapped out by Kurt Angle and then Ronda Rousey is tapping out Stephanie McMahon. And I think that's probably what they're going to do. Like maybe Ronda Rousey is going to put Stephanie McMahon in a submission, whatever submission is going to be. And then Triple H is going to try and come in and interfere. But then Kurt Angle is going to catch him and then put him in an ankle lock. And they're going to be tapping out at the same time. I think that would be a good victory for them to have and good momentum for Ronda Rousey to go forward. But I think a loss or a heel turn at this early, I don't think that is going to be the right thing. So I believe that they're going to keep Ronda Rousey good at least for a good couple months until, you know, she starts to get more comfortable in the role of being a wrestler and just having the character. But as of right now, I think they're going to keep her face and Angle and Rousey are going to win. The next one is going to be Styles versus Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura. For the SmackDown, or not even SmackDown, for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Who I think will win. It could go either way. It really could go either way. It would be bold if WWE went the route of having Shinsuke Nakamura take it. But I simply think that for right now, AJ Styles is going to retain. I simply think that. I could be totally wrong. Asuka and Nakamura, both the Royal Rumble, the 2018 Royal Rumble winners are going to take it in the same night. Not only win the Royal Rumble in the same night, but win their respective championships in the same night. I don't think that they're gonna have both of them do it. I think Asuka for sure is gonna take it. But I think Nakamura is gonna come a little bit short. I believe that they're gonna probably have the best match of the night, hands down. But I don't think that Nakamura is coming out to win. I think AJ Styles is gonna retain, and they're gonna push this rivalry going forth in the future. And so, moving on to the next final match, which may or may not be the final match, but I'm going to get to that. We got Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I think that Roman Reigns, well, I don't think. I know Roman Reigns is going to win. Everybody know Roman Reigns is going to win. We knew Roman Reigns was going to win last year. Before last year's WrestleMania. So, I mean, it's not something that we're going to sit here and be like, oh, I wonder who's going to win. It's like we already know. So, yeah, Brock Lesnar is going to lose. And then they're going to probably push the rivalry maybe one more month. And then they're going to go with other people. But I believe that, yeah. I believe that, pun intended, that Roman Reigns is going to win. I know that Roman Reigns is going to win. There's no question about that. And so, moving on to the last, maybe the last prediction type of match. Maybe they're going to go for 14 matches. I don't know. I've heard something that this may not end up being a match, maybe a brawl, but you have The Undertaker still hasn't responded to John Cena. John Cena is still trying to get The Undertaker to come out. I believe that John Cena is going to have a segment where he calls out The Undertaker and he just said, "This is my final thing. This is WrestleMania. WrestleMania. Like, you didn't basically fail everybody, every single city, and blah, 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 going toward forward. And this is the final thing. Undertaker, you got the balls, come out," and blah, blah, blah. You know, he's going to get the crowd hype. And I think we're not going to hear anything. John Cena is going to proceed to kind of walk to the back, but then you're going to hear the boom. And then, you know, the Undertaker is going to come out. They're going to have a squabble. And the Undertaker is going to take out John Cena and then walk out and do the, the stopping at the top of the ramp. And then he's going to put the right hand up and look back. And then that's what it's going to be. I don't know. Maybe that might be the end of it at the end, or maybe toward the middle of WrestleMania. But if that does happen, that's what it's going to do. Which I think that's what it's going to be. Because I don't think that they're going to hype it up like this to have no type of interaction between The Undertaker and John Cena. That's just too big. Or maybe it might be something to where they're going to hype for next year's WrestleMania. It might be too late. I don't know what they're going to do, but that's just what it is. So, yeah, those are my predictions. So just run through them real quick. Just to run through them. We got the Andre Battle Royal. Who I said? I said Dolph Ziggler is going to win it. The Women's Battle Royal, I think that if Amber Moon is up in there, Amber Moon is going to take it. But if she's not, I think Ruby Riott is going to take it. The Usos are going to win. Or the Usos are going to retain their tag team championship on SmackDown. Cedric Alexander is going to win the Cruiserweight Championship. Nia Jax is going to win the Raw Women's Championship. The Bar is going to lose against Strowman, and I believe that his partner is going to be Elias, and they're going to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. Orton is going to lose his title to Jinder Mahal. I think that Balor is going to win the IC Championship. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon is going to win against Owens and Zayn. Asuka is going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship from Charlotte. Angle and Rousey are going to conquer the King of Kings and the Queen of Queens, which I don't understand why they didn't call her that, the Queen of Queens. You know, I don't know. But anyway, I think AJ Styles is going to retain his the WWE Championship, and Roman Reigns is going to win. That's not what I think. Roman Reigns is going to win against Lesnar, and if Taker and Cena comes out, Taker is going to prevail. And those are my predictions, and I'm going to try to put this up as quickly as possible because I think WrestleMania is probably starting right about now. Ugh. But in any case, those are my predictions, and hopefully I'm right. If I'm not, then I'm not losing anything. So, thank you guys for joining me on this new edition of the Triple W podcast, and I'm gonna really seriously try to put out as much content as I can within the next weeks and stuff like that, since I've been slacking. But you know, life and stuff, you know how everything is. But go ahead, get us likes up and subscribe if you haven't. Turn your notifications and check out everything I have, you know, on this channel, which is in the description. Check out my latest episode of the Take One podcast, and I will be having some more movie reviews up within the next few weeks. And thank you guys for being patient, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.